ora Scorpio, welcome to your reading for the full moon in Leo, which happens on the 5th of Feb. It's the 4th today here in Aotearoa. And so thank you for joining me. Thanks for liking, sharing and commenting and subscribing. It really helps to grow this channel, to get it seen, to get the videos seen by more people. And so I really, really appreciate it because it's all self-generated. And so we've got your cards flying out left, right and centre. Remember, these readings are general readings. They may or may not resonate for you at this time, but do check out titles that stand out for you in the collective reading as well. So let's just see, in these times of great change, the Prince of Discs we come out with, we're chipping away, chip, chip, chip. Releasing nitrogen and good stuff and along the way, because there are things coming into form if they haven't already. There are collaborations, there are people are going to see your hard work, and your preliminary work is what I hear. It could be anything, whether it's work, whether it's creative work, whatever it is, in the home, whatever it happens to be. We've got 3 of discs. This is a moving situation. We are collaborating, as I said, with other people. We're building new foundations, and what sits on foundations, maybe we haven't decided yet, but we're creating the groundwork. This is all about groundwork. It's all about fertilization. It's about pulling in your resources, Scorpio. So it includes other people here. We then have the 7 of Cups in the Thoth deck. We see the 7, because all the 7s are about assessment. So we see these cups, there's so many options here. There's so many potentials. And the water has just started to stagnate because there's been a lack of movement. I think we're seeing movement, Scorpio. We're seeing a lot of movement for you. The groundwork is there. Yeah, there are choices here. We're taking it to the next level, as I said. We create foundations. We create a base in order to build from. And it is just a matter of, I think the direction. I think the direction also is about other people's ideas and drawing all of that in and trusting those ideas, in order to come to a conclusion with that 7 of Cups. It's a good thing to assess. It's a good thing. We then have, it's sort of bookended a little bit because we've got the Knight of Discs. So a slight graduation here from the Prince, who prepares the ground. This Knight manages the yield. We've got really good skills here in not only organising people, but seeing that everything has, once it is created upon those foundations, that it is channeled out in the right directions here, if that makes sense for you, Scorpio. So let's go through and clarify, get a little bit more of a glimpse of this Prince of Discs. If we can clarify that, please. Please, it's so hot here. It's like we're having a heat wave. Yes, a tropical heat wave. It feels like it. We've got, so we've got another Prince, literally. I'll just get one more card. The Prince of Wands. This is something that it's something you've been willing and wanting for quite a while. There could be family involved for you, Scorpio. It could be members of your family. It could be something about creating it could be something like a community. I mean, I'm getting this. The community creating like a community centre or something. It could be in the literal sense. But we get for that Prince of Discs here, the preparer of the soil, slow process. We've got the Page of Wands. Now, we want to kind of be experimental. We want to push the boundaries a wee bit. We have, again, learner's mind. This could be a person that you are involved with in this project. I do get that quite strongly. Or it could be aspects of yourself. You kind of, you've got this great drive and you do want to create something new and different. And so, but then we have the 10 of Discs. This is about foundations, base chakra. It's about your foundations as a person, your values and all of that. It always becomes difficult, more challenging is probably a better way of saying it, when we're drawing in lots of other people to create something collectively. I get it quite strongly here. It does become, because there's a lot of negotiation that goes on between, when discussing how this is going to take shape or whatever it is, So, yeah, let's just see. So the 3 of Discs, works in progress. There's a real sort of fiery, there's a slow, there may be a level of impatience. We've got the Queen of Wands, the Queen of Rods here. There's a driving force behind this, whether it's you or someone else, but you're dealing with you yourself are a fixed sign, Scorpio, but there's someone within this, or just the nature of it, of the project, means it has to be done quite methodically and it's slower. Queen of Wands, fast, fiery, knows how to get what they want and will go after that. There are other people to consider here, I do sense that. And sometimes these group projects do come down to power dynamics and all of that, and that's something that, we're sitting around and discussing things. We want to retain a level of objectivity, but we also want to express ourselves fully without being taken in the wrong way. We're looking at the 7 of Cups. We've got the Strength card. This is about understanding the difference between our ego, psyche, all of that stuff, and sort of mastering it with a gentle hand, Scorpio. It's a very Leo card, Ugh. Tempering it with a gentle hand. We learn from experiences of the past. I'll just show you what's going on. Firstly, we're looking at that 7 and we get strength. We then have the 10 of Swords. Epiphany moment, okay. We can't take any more swords. It's a challenge. You're being challenged, Scorpio, but it's a good thing. It's a good thing. We enter into projects sometimes in order to be challenged, and it really does extend our range, just as a person. We then have the Chariot. This is really moving. It's picking up momentum now. As soon as everyone understands whether they're coming from an ego point of view or they're coming from a well thought out objective view that takes in the fact that it's not just an individual project, it is taking into consideration everyone's position within that as a collective. This is in motion. I think there is a balance, there's an understanding, if we can understand that. This is when it gets good. because we have the beautiful sun coming out. You may have struck someone. I have to stick with one narrative here. There's several going on. It's quite noisy. You need to look. Not need to. What am I saying? There's someone that you've dealt with here that initially was problematic, but in fact, that's turned. You've changed your opinion has altered as the process has gone on, and it's actually you finding someone that you thought would have been a kind of annoying thorn somehow has become really, really helpful and a real driver in this. It could be you, Scorpio. It could be someone else. I kind of get it that it's someone else, and that it has changed your. Yeah, it's really quite fascinating. Okay, so then clarifying that Knight of Discs that manages how things are filtered out there, channeled out there, distributed, you could say. We have timing, we've got temperance. You're still in momentum here with the Chariot. As it, coming, it's coming, it's moving, everything's saying that. It is simply a timing involved, Scorpio. It's really interesting. And the key to this smooth delivery, you could say, is emotional objectivity. We see this to a certain degree here. And those cards of the Chariot, the Ten of Swords and understanding, the Sun and strength, have actually have been the linchpins to kind of shift this. It's the point at which you realise someone who was a thorn in your side is now your biggest ally. Emotional objectivity, we're looking at the Knight of Discs, the manager. It's sort of controlling how things are, distributed. Management. Emotional objectivity. Still timing involved. It's mixing, it's matching, it's mixing. Emotional objectivity and the Ace of Swords. Gift of discernment, clarity. This is whether this Knight of discs is yourself or someone else. They are a consummate, trustworthy person here. They're not swayed. No. All down the line. It's quite interesting. I don't normally get that kind of. Yeah, it's an interesting reading. Scorpio, let's see, mineral, rock, crystal, mineral, crystal card. For lovely Scorpio, angelite, angel communication, clairvoyance, alignment, and dream insights. Listen to your dreams if you haven't been already. I think maybe you have. On that note, Scorpio, thanks for joining me. Have a wonderful full moon in Leo, and we'll see you next time. Ka kite.